just a couple of weeks ago, I had a wonderful Thai salad, and for some stupid reason, I was sitting on the sofa and I thought, "Whoa, that doesn't feel good." And then I went to the bathroom and ordered, and I hate that. I hate that when it happens. Yeah,
Yep.
but okay, I felt better after it was out. No doubt about it. But the process itself, I find that horrible.
It is, it's all, and I hated throwing up too. So, I mean, I couldn't even make myself throw up. And I hated it too, but it was better than having all that food sit in my stomach and wake up feeling fat the next day.
Oh, okay.
Like for me, it was worth it because that was better than being fat. Like for me, in my life, that was just better than waking up feeling like a failure and fat. And as a fitness instructor, the pressure was even more because I was a fitness professional to be fit. And so to not be a fitness instructor was just not okay for me. Like it's such a wild thing. And I think going back to the first question that you asked about, that it's in society, I think it's kind of twofold. Well, the main root, I actually believe it's programmed into us. I believe that it's done deliberately to keep us distracted and to keep us obsessed about things that don't matter so that we don't actually stand in our power. Because when humans stand in their consciousness and their power, their self-power, we are unstoppable. You cannot govern us. You can't control someone that is awake. You can't. And if you're obsessing about your body and you're distracted and you're over here trying to obtain this absolute unattainable image of what you're supposed to be, and Hollywood is a huge part of this, showing us what we're supposed to look like and what beauty, what the standards of beauty are, and all of this, they push it in our faces from when you're just tiny, showing you that you're never enough, you're never good enough, you're never pretty enough, you're never thin enough, you're never rich enough. And chase it. Here's the carrot. Chase it and just chase it. And I actually believe, especially for women, because we are so powerful. And I think that that's why for the last several, I don't know when we were in the, what's the time when we had the witch trials and the women really had power because they were connected to earth and they knew how to make remedies. They were considered witches. Like, we are so powerful. We literally are the ones that made all the babies on the planet. Like, we create, we give birth, and men know this. Real men know this, that the women are the ones that have the power. But they have to weaken us because we are so powerful. And if we actually, as women, stopped caring about that. And it's not about, I have to rephrase that. I don't think it's about stop caring about it, because I think that we're actually wired in our DNA to feel beautiful and want to be beautiful, because it has to do with safety and security, which is in our DNA. It's like that reptilian brain that we need to be safe. And if you're the most beautiful, you'll get the biggest, strongest man that will protect your family. Mm-hmm. So it has to go back to do with safety, that being beautiful means that you're going to get the best of the best. And I think it's just in our DNA, but it's reptilian. It's not necessary. And now money represents safety. So now women are the most beautiful. That's why you see, an old fat man with a beautiful, young, hot woman, because it equals safety. Because that's our root value for women is feeling safe. We need to feel safe. So being beautiful is like our secret weapon. And so I love to feel beautiful. I love to adorn myself. I love to feel beautiful, but I know why I'm doing it. And I know that it doesn't ultimately matter. I'm not doing it that I need that approval from other people outside of me. I love to just adorn myself because I'm a woman, and I love to make myself even more beautiful than I feel that I am. But it's very different than what I did before, which is doing it for everyone else and trying to be like I remember when Jennifer Aniston from Friends, everyone was cutting their hair like Jennifer Aniston. I tried to cut my hair like Jennifer Aniston. And I was like, what am I doing? We're all trying to look the same. We're trying to look like these people, these models of what we're supposed to look like. And it's about us as a community, as a global community, waking up to what actually matters. And your physical appearance is the one thing that truly, ultimately, at the end of the day, doesn't matter, because that's the one thing that's going to disappear. And we all know this as we get older. You're like, why didn't I realize how beautiful I was when I was younger, when I was so beautiful, but I didn't believe I was that beautiful. And then by then you're like, well, now I'm old and I'm wrinkled and the next shot is, horizontal in the ground, like, this is what I mean. We need to wake up and stand in our power and realize what's true. And if you're trying to be like someone or think that you have to have a certain body or that consumes any of your thoughts, it's stealing your power, your actual like personal power. And like I said, I think it's programmed into us because the powers that be do not want us in our power at all.
You know what? I think on a deeper level, we are even dealing with dark magic here. And because, people always have, with black magic, they have these Hollywood movies in their minds and, the crazy rituals. And there is that. But at the end of the day, making you believe in something that doesn't exist or isn't important in the slightest way, there you go. That is dark magic 101. Yeah.
Completely. And, like the sparkly, shiny things. Look over here. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And with Hollywood, I mean, it comes with a name. Yeah.
Hollywood.
Yeah. So the magician, the druids had this magic wand that was made of the wood of a holly tree. So they tell you right there, we are magicians.
Yep. And everything is, that was what the thing is, that when I started to like wake up and see and like my consciousness shifted, then you see it right in your face what they're trying to do. It's so clear. Like Hollywood, but it's right there. Like you said, it's just do some research and figure out, and the signs and the symbols, the symbology and how the symbology controls you and how they use symbology because these symbols have power and they mean something. And, we don't even think about it. It's just like whatever, but they're flashing this stuff to put us into a trance and to hypnotize us. And I totally believe that it's black magic in its form. And I believe that it's all about light and dark. Like, and we as human beings, we can't deny the dark or be afraid of the dark. It's like that shadow of ourselves, that we are a whole complete people. And even within us, we have the light and the dark. We're not just, pure light, even though we are light. It's that we have shadow parts of ourselves that we don't want to look at. We don't want to look at our own darkness. And part of, awakening and really truly knowing yourself is looking at your darkness and looking at your judgments and, the things about yourself that are restricting you in your life. And a lot of it is, if you look at what you judge, will show you a lot of what your darkness is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What you judge in other people.
Yeah. I mean, I have sometimes, and not yet exactly with my own body, but I sometimes have second thoughts about the human body. Yes, I know it is functioning, and if it's healthy, it's a great thing, but there are some aspects that irritate me. For instance, that we use our toilet parts to make babies.
It's interesting, huh?
And then, when you enter into this world through the blood, again, through the toilet parts. So that is something, when I think about that, then sometimes I think that maybe this is the death realm. Maybe this is the devil's suit. And I'm not saying that to encourage people to hate their body. I'm far from that. It's just, when you think about stuff like that, you have to detach yourself a little bit from that. Otherwise, you can go crazy and you wind up in a full self-destructive mode. Yeah. And that is not my intention here. But I have to admit, sometimes when I look at things and I have a second look at it, especially as a little child, I was, my mother, when I grew up, there were no Pampers. Yeah. And what she did, I didn't need any Pampers or anything when I was a 12-month-old. I was already potty trained. Yeah. Yeah.
You're like, I'm not doing that.
But I have a clear memory, from that potty training time, that especially, with the poop that as a little child I felt embarrassed. And I remember that I thought there should be a better solution.
Just come out your mouth.
No, no, and it just, yeah, or the fact that, yeah, we are all living on somebody else's energy, be it plant, animal, or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a weird thing for me when I consciously woke up to the fact that something has to die for me to live. Like that was a really interesting, like no matter what it is, plant, animal, whatever it is, something has to die because the cycle of life, like it's part of the deal. Life eats itself. Like that for me was like, wow. I never really thought about that because we don't know that fruits and vegetables they don't sense and they don't feel because they've actually stuck electrodes to them and see that they do. Like it, that they respond to words and they respond to music. So are we like killing a piece of broccoli? Like, is that different than eating an egg? Like all of these things, like it really hit me in a really interesting way that life, if you think about it, is quite violent. But what you were saying that we come out of the parts that we go to the bathroom. Yes and no, because the vagina is not a bathroom thing. That's the urethra and the anus are the two. This is in the middle. And actually the vagina is literally the gateway to heaven. And that's why if you see, like I love it in Mexico because we have Mother Teresa and there's a picture of her. And if you put it back, it looks exactly like a vagina from the clitoris to the whole thing, because it's like she is entering the woman, entering the mother. And we go through this. So babies are born through that. They're not born through your butthole. They're born through the vagina, and the vagina is literally the path, the gateway to heaven. And that's why men always want to be up in there. Like it's, it's like, it's heaven. It's literal heaven, like, and entering the gates of heaven. And so I have a little bit different take on it. This is again why women are so powerful. We're stuck in these human bodies, which is weird. We're our souls. But I also look at it for me as I like to think that my body is a temple and that I don't have to go to a temple. Like I don't have to go to a certain place to be holy or to be worthy or anything like that. Like wherever I stand is holy ground. Wherever you stand is holy ground because God, whatever created you, is in you. It is part of you. It's what animates you. It's what gives this meat suit animation, because the moment the animation's gone, it's like what keeps the meat suit animated? Like that's what I find fascinating and the wisdom of the body, and that we get to experience for however many years, short or long, even long isn't long in eternity, but whether it's 10 years, a year, or 90 years, to be able to experience, and I'm not sure if this is our prison or if it's actually we ourselves, through the way that we think and the way that we live, turn it into a hell. We could turn it into paradise. It is paradise. We live in paradise, but we humans and the way that we think and our egos and all of that turn it into a living hell sometimes. And it's unfortunate because we have these cool little meat suits. We get to experience this beautiful place. And then it's just people shitting all over it, mm-hmm. And it's unfortunate, but I choose. And that's why I live in the jungle most of the time off by myself, where I feel like I'm in heaven, that this is the way we're meant to live, as in nature and in sync with nature. And, this beautiful letting nature, because we're part of nature. Nature doesn't need us, but we need nature. That to have the honor to live in this beautiful, like to be in the jungle and the monkeys and, the water and just everything. It's like, wow, like I couldn't have dreamt this up. Like God gave whatever it is, made this for our pleasure, I think.
Yes, definitely.
Like look at flowers. Look at the flowers behind your head. Like the sheer purpose of that is just for pleasure for your eyes. Mm-hmm. To make your, like, this is what I mean. Like, and it's so beautifully created. Like I have flowers everywhere around my house because it's like, they put me into a state of absolute awe that whatever it is created this just for my pleasure, to look at this beautiful color and symmetry and just are you kidding me? Like I'm just in awe of it all, but it's unfortunate that we collectively turn this beautiful heaven into a hell.
Yeah. So to wrap this up, because I know your time is limited, so what would you advise
If you need help, get help. But I want people to know that we actually do have everything inside of us that we need right now, not tomorrow. It's just you're seeking help for someone else to give you permission. And when you give yourself permission, and if it takes someone to help give you permission, then find that person that's going to help either let you talk it through, whatever it might be, help give you a different perspective, whatever that might be. But I'm a firm believer that everything exists inside of you right now. And it's a lack of connecting deep within yourself. And I would suggest just starting by asking yourself, what would it look like if I were to be nice to myself? If I were to show kindness to myself, what would I do today? How would I talk to myself? How would I treat myself? Because you know what kindness is. It's hard to love ourselves, but you know what it looks like to be nice to yourself. Like, you know what that looks like. You know what that sounds like. You know what you need to do to be nice to yourself first. And I would recommend filling your day or finding a way to fill your day with things that are, number one, being nice to yourself and things that you enjoy. Things, whether it's even just sitting with a cup of coffee and not talking to anyone, whether it's just going outside and putting your face in the sun and taking some deep breaths. Like what I do, I buy myself flowers because I'm not waiting for someone else to buy them. I buy them for myself because it lights me up and it shows to me that I matter, I care about me, and flowers make me happy. So God damn it, I'm going to buy myself some flowers. So that's what I mean. You have to be brave enough and hold yourself in high enough regard, because this is one of my truths that I teach people. No one's going to do it for you. No one is coming. There is no no one's going to save you.
No savior.
There isn't. No one's going to be happy for you. No one's going to be healthy for you. No one can do it for you. You have to go, I matter. It's important. And I'm going to take the necessary steps to stand on my own 2 feet, one day at a time. Don't put up big goals like, I'm going to love myself today. No, you just go today. What little thing can I do today? One little baby step today that's realistic, that's tangible, that I can do. And day by day, bit by bit, one day at a time, just flexing a little muscle of self-respect, a little muscle of I matter, a little muscle of I know how to be kind to myself. And if you do need someone to help you to see different perspectives, I totally recommend having someone help you. But at the end of the day, it's you that has to do the work, and it's you that has to stand on your own 2 feet. And you have everything inside of you right now to do that. Don't think it's someday near in the future, whatever that might be. It actually is right now. You just have to believe in yourself.
Yeah, thank you. I think that was very helpful, and time and again we need to hear that. So Misty, where can people find you?
You can find me all social media with my name, Misty Tripoli. But if you want to actually play with dancing and you want to express yourself to your authentic self and learning to love yourself, dance. And I'll show you a very super easy, simple way to do that. I hold your hand all the way through. I'll make you feel good about dancing in a really short period of time. And you don't have to know how to dance. You don't have to have any training. And you can go to, it's called Body Groove. I have an app. And if you want to test it, you can just go to YouTube and type in Body Groove. And I have lots of free videos there where you can sample it and try it. It's as simple as walking. And you can actually even do it in a chair. That's how easy it is. I make it for you. And I would encourage you to start to get in tune with your body and let your body express itself and learn how to move your body. It'll make you feel so good. And it connects you to your authentic creative self, which is your true self. So that's you can find me there. And the World Groove Movement, we have live classes. I'm coming to Europe. I'll be in Germany, in Munich in June. I'm going to be in Denmark. So any of you guys, because you're in Germany, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'll be coming to Germany to do some events in Switzerland. I'll be there. So you can go to the World Groove Movement or getgrooved.com, and you can go to my calendar page and you can see all the events and where I'm going to be if you'd like to come and dance with me.
Okay, so great. Yeah, guys, that was it. Night Flight for today with the wonderful Misty Tripoli. And I found it very inspiring and encouraging. And we see you all next time. Stay safe and sound out there. Bye-bye.